Don't go anywhere as we bring you the latest on the Strait of Hormuz developments and implications that follow.
Also, from living rooms to packed events, how Pittsburghers are preparing for the NFL Draft.
And later, the announcement of a rock and roll legend adding the Steel City to his tour lineup this summer, here on RMU Live.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to RMU Live.
Today's April 17th. I'm Isabella Harris.
And I'm Jason Zimmerow.
We have breaking news as President Trump and Iran's foreign minister just announced the Strait of Hormuz is now fully open to commercial vessels.
On Truth Social, the president said, quote, Iran has agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. It will no longer be used as a weapon against the world. President Donald J. Trump, end quote. This comes after Israel and Lebanon reached a ceasefire deal last night. Oil prices have already fallen 10% because of the announcement, and the Dow has soared 1,020 points thus far.
While the strait is now reopened, the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ships will remain in full force. However, President Trump is confident that a deal will be reached in, quote, the next day or two, end quote. An escalation about the war between two of the most powerful men in the world leaves the Vatican and the president at odds with each other. Christopher Lamb has the latest.
A U.S. president and a U.S. pope in a very public war of words.
Welcome aboard.
Leo XIV responding to an extraordinary broadside against the Chicago-born pontiff by President Donald Trump. Speaking on board the papal plane to journalists covering a major 11-city visit to Africa, the first American pope made it clear he won't be intimidated.
I have no fear, neither the Trump administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel. And that's what I believe I am called to do, what the church is called to do.
The pontiff insisting the mission of the church is to build bridges, not engage in politics.
We're not politicians. We're not looking to make foreign policy with the same perspective that he might understand it. But I do believe in the message of the gospel. Blessed are the peacemakers.
Leo has repeatedly spoken out against Trump's actions in Iran. President Trump fired back on Sunday night, lashing out at the Pope over his criticism of the US and Israel's war involving Iran.
We don't like it. We don't like a Pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a Pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo.
On Truth Social, Trump went further, calling the pontiff weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy, even saying he prefers the Pope's brother, Louis Prevost, who has shown his support for MAGA. Upping the ante, Trump also posted an AI image on Truth Social depicting himself as a Christ-like figure healing a sick person with American flags and eagles in the background. The image was later deleted.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one. It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better.
Trump also claimed the Pope was only elected last year because he is American, suggesting the church chose him to better deal with his presidency. Pope Leo has repeatedly condemned the use of religious language to frame the military operation in Iran. A Vatican official, Father Antonio Spadaro, saying Trump is attacking what he cannot control, a moral voice on the global stage. Trump does not argue with Leo. He implores him to return to a language he can control. But the Pope speaks another language, one that cannot be reduced to the grammar of force, security, or national interest. Christopher Lamb, CNN, Algiers.
When asked why he is fighting with the Pope, President Trump said he has, quote, nothing against the Pope. I have to do what is right. I am not fighting with him, end quote.
The big story that everyone is talking about in Pittsburgh is the NFL Draft. It's here next week.
That's right, Isabella. Pittsburgh city officials are preparing for the 2026 NFL Draft, set to take place April 23rd through the 25th.
It's expected to bring massive crowds to the North Shore and downtown. Organizers say the three-day event will feature interactive exhibits, live entertainment, and appearances tied to the NFL Draft experience, with free admission through the NFL One Pass app. Officials are warning visitors to expect road closures, heavy traffic, and heightened security as Pittsburgh hosts one of the league's biggest off-season events.
Well, Isabella, it's not just the city officials that are preparing for the NFL draft. As residents and restaurants of the Burgh are preparing for what is to be a busy weekend for the city, our own Casey Irwine went around to ask people what they are doing to prepare for the NFL draft. Casey?
We're here in downtown Pittsburgh, right outside of Acrisure Stadium, where behind me preparations are underway for the 2026 NFL Draft taking place right here. An estimated 500,000 to 800,000 fans will be here over the 3 nights. So we're asking local fans and businesses how they're preparing for such a major event. All right, I'm here with David and Susan. So the draft just a week away almost now. How are you guys preparing with such a big event coming in?
Well, I'm figuring out which way to go to get around the traffic.
Dude, I'm just studying film, watching the games. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything I can.
You gonna be down here for the event?
Dude, if I can get down here, there's plenty of traffic, but I don't know. Doing what I can.
I am going to stay far away. I just live on the other side of the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, so I won't be coming down here, but I will be watching it. It'll be cool to see Pittsburgh on the national news. So, very cool.
We're here at Tom's Watch Bar. I'm here with Alicia. Alicia, what's your role here at the bar?
I am service manager at Tom's Watch Bar.
And I imagine there's been plenty of preparation for the draft. What has gone into it? What does it look like for you guys?
We are still preparing every minute of every day, making sure that we are ordering everything that we need. We also are having issues, figuring out storage. Our numbers are going to be up to quadruple what they were last year in sales and revenue based on the draft alone.
And so what does it look like, and what does it mean for this bar for the draft and how much business you're going to get, as well as this city in general?
The city is going to see a ton of money, and it is, absolutely about time. We love Pittsburgh.
I expect to see a lot of enthusiasm. I think a lot of people showing off the good parts of Pittsburgh, how they improved over the years.
I'm excited. I can't wait for it to come. I'm excited.
Me also. We're going to have a lot of Steelers gear to wear, though.
Well, whether you're a fan coming to enjoy the event downtown or a local business getting ready for the NFL draft, it is sure to be a night this city will never forget. Here in downtown Pittsburgh, I'm Casey Irwine, RMU-TV.
Thanks, Casey. Sounds like most are excited for the national coverage the city is going to receive during the draft.
2 family members and 2 firemen were injured early Thursday morning during a massive fire that spanned across 2 homes. Public safety officials have said that one of the family members, a man who was in the attic, jumped over to a neighboring house. A man was seriously injured with first-degree burns to his face and second-degree burns to his hands. His mother, who was also at the home, was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Nobody inside the second home was the cause of the fire, still being investigated. Well, we have good news for news followers out there, because after being purchased by the Ventalis Institute for Local Journalism, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette will remain on the North Shore. That's right. The newspaper distributor that was expected to cease publishing in May will continue its business. The Post-Gazette will be the second news organization operated by the Ventalis, which founded the Pulitzer Prize-winning Baltimore Banner in 2022. Newsroom and local business leadership will remain in Pittsburgh, while other functions will be combined with the Ventalis Institute. The Post-Gazette name will also remain unchanged. Mayor Corey O'Connor is marking his first 100 days in office, calling it a trial by fire. After dealing with a major winter storm and a significant budget shortfall, he's highlighting early progresses on funding development and city services, while also focusing on public safety and preparing Pittsburgh to host the upcoming NFL draft. The phrase trial by fire also accurately describes the weather changes here in Pittsburgh. Let's send it over to Lex Stricker with the weather to see if that will stay the case.
Thanks, guys. I'll be your weatherwoman today, and we will be seeing some warm temperatures in the next few days. Looking at today's forecast, it's going to be partially cloudy with a high of 78 degrees, a low of 59 degrees, and a 60% chance humidity. And then looking into the hourly forecast, at 4 p.m., it's going to be sunny and 76 degrees. And then moving on to 6 p.m., the clouds are going to come out, and it's going to be partially cloudy, but the temperature will stay the same. And then at 9 p.m., the temperature is going to drop down to 70 degrees, and the humidity is going to rise up to 52 degrees. And then looking at tomorrow's forecast, there's going to be a chance for possible thunderstorms. There's going to be a high of 82 degrees, a low of 42 degrees, and a 54% chance of humidity. That's all I have for you now. Stay tuned later for the 5-day forecast. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Lex. The weather shaped up just a little bit today, but I think we're going to need our jackets tonight.
After this, how hundreds of Special Olympic athletes will soon take to the field to compete at a local university.
Also, what experts are saying about how you can build a healthier routine and get fit for the upcoming summer months.
And the sudden resignation of a longtime NFL news reporter following a supposed media frenzy. So stay tuned.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back to RMU Live.
Los Angeles police have arrested singer David, whose real name is David Burke, on suspicions of killing 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Authorities say the teen's remains were discovered months ago inside a Tesla registered to Burke after the vehicle was towed from Hollywood Hills. Hernandez has been reported missing in 2024. Burke is currently being held without bail, but no formal charges have been filed, and his attorneys say he is innocent as prosecutors continue to review the case.
Police are currently investigating shots fired at a local roller skating rink in Neville Township on Wednesday evening. Allegheny County dispatchers said emergency crews were called to the 5100 block of Neville Road at 8:40 p.m., but no one was found to be hit or no vehicles struck by the gunfire. The gunshots were also determined to be the result of an argument that broke out during an event inside the building. More updates are still coming.
A man is safe this morning after a dramatic overnight rescue along Pittsburgh North Shore. Officials say he fell into the Allegheny River around 2:45 a.m. and was heard calling for help. A nearby Good Samaritan called 911 and held onto the man until crews arrived. First responders pulled him from the water and treated him for hypothermia. He's now in stable conditions. Authorities say the fall appears accidental, with alcohol possibly playing a role.
A man is now charged in a disturbing and violent case after allegedly killing his girlfriend in December. Police say the suspect beat and burned the victim before abandoning her body on the city's north side. He was recently arrested after being extradited from Georgia and is now facing homicide charges as the investigation continues.
A Beaver County resident has been charged in a sexual assault case that took place over 37 years ago. Allegheny County Police Department arrested 65-year-old Louis Vernon on Wednesday after a DNA sample matched a convicted sex offender in the Pennsylvania DNA database. Louis Vernon faces charges of rape, kidnapping, and aggravated assault dating back to January 17, 1989 in Reserve Township.
Bruno Guarez del Ceiba is a Swickley resident and has been accepted on a bond after attempting to purchase a weapon back in 2024. On his paperwork, he claimed not to be an illegal alien in the United States due to approval to seek asylum in 2022. After filing out this paperwork and attempting to purchase a weapon, a warrant was sent to his arrest due to allegedly lying on his paperwork. as now Bruno is out of ICE custody and the case is still ongoing.
Storm damage is being reported after severe weather brought a large tree down onto a historically significant structure at Old Economy Village in Ambridge. Officials say the tree struck the community kitchen building, causing damage to the roof and prompting preservation crews to step in. State historical officials are now working to stabilize the structure and begin assessing the full extent of the damage.
Pittsburgh public school leaders are pitching a new facilities plan they say will improve equity by expanding access to resources and modernizing aging buildings. The proposal includes school closures and reconfiguration aimed at cutting costs, but it's also drawing in concerns from some board members and community members over the transparency and long-term impact on the students.
Carnegie Mellon University is preparing to host the Special Olympics Western Spring Sectional on campus this Saturday. Organizers say more than 600 athletes from across the region will compete in events like basketball, track and field, and swimming, with hundreds of volunteers helping to make the competition possible. Officials say the public is invited to come out and support the athletes as they take part in the all-day event.
The Trump administration's proposed 250-foot triumphal arch in Washington, D.C. has cleared an initial hurdle after receiving preliminary approval from the U.S. Commission of Fine Arts. The massive monument planned near Arlington National Cemetery is intended to mark America's 250th anniversary, but still requires design revisions before any final approval. The project has sparked significant backlash, with nearly 1,000 public comments submitted, reportedly in all of opposition, raising concern about its size, cost, and impact on historical views in the nation's capital.
Taking care of your body should be a long-term goal, but if summer is suddenly motivating you to get back on the health wagon, let it jumpstart your journey to being healthier.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about what you can do to start getting fit by summer.
If you're eyeing that swimsuit and want to get in shape for summer, you're not alone.
There's no question that if someone were to start exercising now, they can certainly be more fit by summer.
Dr. Matthew Anastasi with Mayo Clinic says hitting the health target should be something you aim for year-round. But if summer is spurring that journey, just go with it.
I think it's always an important question to ask as to what is someone's current fitness level.
If you're already exercising on a regular basis, Anastasi says to increase intensity of those workouts, whether you're focusing on upper or lower body or abdominal muscles. If you're just starting out, have a goal to work light exercises into your daily life and build upon it.
It's important to look at both disciplines as an important aspect of your health, and that's helping from your endurance as well as from developing muscle mass and increased strength.
To do that, Anastasi says combine cardio activities like walking, hiking, running, jogging, or biking with strength training, which could be regular weightlifting or using your own body weight through resistance training. The other critical part of fitness is maintaining a well-balanced diet. Anastasi recommends keeping a food journal to see what you're eating and drinking in a week.
When you look at that from an objective perspective, you can easily recognize opportunities to make adjustments.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Anastasi says when people try too much in progress to get their fitness goals quickly, it can raise their risks of getting hurt.
He says to take it slow if you're starting out on a new exercise routine, or if you're already exercising, he says to increase intensity over time to avoid injuries. Coming up next, how the RMU men's lacrosse team is stacking up wins as they continue to heat up the field.
As well as the not-so-lucky softball team, who is looking to bounce back with a weekend of matches.
And the Penguins make it to the playoffs, leading to a familiar Pennsylvania rivalry in the NHL postseason after this.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
There
there's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to RMU Live.
Diana Ruzzini, an NFL reporter formerly for The Athletic, resigned after photos of her and New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel were leaked. Painting the two in an unprofessional manner, Diana resigned on Tuesday, stating she's doing so to prevent these allegations and photos from defining her career. Investigations are currently underway of both the released photographs and the possibilities of biased sports coverage involving the Patriots and head coach Vrabel.
Well, it is once again playoff time in the Steel City, and as the Penguins are once again back in the Stanley Cup playoffs, to tell us more about that and all things RMU sports, let's send it over to Joey Germasic.
Hello everyone and welcome to your weekly sports update. My name is Joey Germasic and we have some pretty important events to cover, so let's get started. Starting off outside with the hottest team on campus for RMU, and that is no other than the men's lacrosse team. After taking down Mercyhurst last weekend, 18-5, the Colonials have extended a program record of 9 straight wins in a row. Tomorrow, the Colonials host Long Island in the most pivotal game of the season due to the fact that if the Colonials were to win tomorrow, they would clinch the top seed in the NEC and host the NEC tournament. The game is set to start at noon tomorrow at the Joe Walton Stadium. Moving over to the women's lacrosse team, who fell short again this week, not once, but twice with losses to Akron and Pitt in the last week. The Colonials have now dropped 10 games this season and only have 3 more games left to fix up things for hosting the MAC tournament. Bobby Moe will travel to Michigan tomorrow to take on Eastern Michigan in a must-win game for the Colonials. The game is set to start at 1 p.m. Let's head over to the Diamond with the RMU softball team. There was more losing than winning done in the last week, dropping their series against Northern Kentucky 2-1 and splitting a midweek series with Akron on Tuesday, continuing defensive mistakes to hurt the Colonials. Due to inclement weather over the weekend here in Moon Township, the games this weekend have been shifted now to the Colonials having 2 games today and 1 tomorrow. After finishing up Game 1 about an hour ago, the Colonials are currently battling IU to knock out another win this season. Tomorrow, the first pitch is scheduled to start at 11 a.m. at the North Athletic Complex softball field. Let's head downtown to the Berg for the first time in 3 years, and what time is it? Penguins playoff hockey. Yes, that is correct. The Pens are back in the Stanley Cup playoffs and going against a familiar in-state rival in the Philadelphia Flyers. After finishing in the 2nd seed in the Metro, the Pens hold home ice advantage and will begin the playoffs with Game 1 tomorrow. After nearly a week long of fans waiting to find out when the game will start, the NHL released the schedule on Thursday with the Pens landing in the 8 p.m. window tomorrow. Get your tickets now and support the Pens in their quest for another Stanley Cup playoff championship. Wrapping things up here with some Buccos baseball. This past week, the Pirates hosted the Washington Nationals and split the midweek series after winning Game 1 on Monday, blowing out the Nationals 16-5. This weekend, the Pirates will stay in Pittsburgh before heading out of town before the draft comes to town, hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. Game 1 starts at 6:40 tonight. Tomorrow, the first pitch is at 4:35 and wrapping up on Sunday at 1:05. Let's see if the Pirates can tack on some more wins to stay in first in the NL Central. Well, that's all I have for you this week. This has been your weekly sports report. I'm George Romasic. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Joey. RMU won that game against Indy 11-7. Let's hope both softball and the lacrosse teams can finish out their season strong. And of course, good luck to the Penguins in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Moving back over to the studio here. Here on RMU-TV, we do more than bring you the latest news every Friday at 4 p.m.
During the spring semester, we have RMU Focus on Mondays at 2:30 p.m., Sports Talk on Wednesdays at 5:15 p.m., and Colonial Sports Center at 9:30 p.m. every Thursday night.
So be sure to tune in on RMU-TV.
After this, a mixed week ahead with some more warm weather and some colder days peeking in.
Also, how one organization is putting in effort to guarantee no NFL draft leftovers go to waste.
And how an iconic rock and roll artist is returning to the city of Pittsburgh this summer. Do not go anywhere.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back to RMU Live.
We're going to send it back over to Lex to see if we'll be able to put those jackets away for the week.
Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. This whole week we are going to see it be partially cloudy, but we're going to start the week off with some cooler temperatures with a high of 53 degrees, a low of 35 degrees, and then a chance of precipitation at 19%. And Sunday will be the windiest day of the week. Moving on to Monday, we're going to have a high of 49 degrees, a low of 33 degrees. On to Tuesday, temperatures are going to start to warm up a little bit, a high of 72 degrees, a low of 56 degrees. And then on to Wednesday, we're going to see a high of 73 degrees, a low of 49 degrees, a 24% chance precipitation. And then on to Thursday is going to be the warmest day of the week with a high of 74 degrees, a low of 52 degrees, and the humidity is going to go up to 49%. That's all the weather I have for you now. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Lex. It truly wouldn't be Pittsburgh if the sky wasn't gray and the temperature isn't up and down constantly.
The Pittsburgh organization 412 Food Rescue will be utilizing uneaten food from the NFL draft by hosting a dinner. 412 Food Rescue said it's coordinating with the event organizers to collect good food that's uneaten and transport it to nonprofits, serving Pittsburgh communities to ensure that none of it goes to waste. Previously, events have been held by food recovery programs after the Billie Eilish and Machine Gun Kelly concerts. The event will take place on April 26th at 3 p.m. and at the Good Food Project in Food and Energy Hub in Millville. And there will also be a Steeler legend making the appearance as well.
A judge has found that the Live Nation and Ticketmaster have been operating as a monopoly in the live events and ticketing industry. Testimonies from top executives in the music and entertainment industry stated that the industry leaders have been blowing out competition and raising prices on customers. Jurors started discussing last Friday, but fans will not see drop in ticket prices until a second trial is complete to figure out what remedies or restructuring is needed moving forward.
QVC, a home shopping network staple for almost 4 decades, has filed for bankruptcy on Thursday. The parent company announced that they have voluntarily entered Chapter 11 proceedings in an effort to slash down their debt from $6.6 billion to $1.3 billion. CEO David Rawlinson stated, quote, "Process will allow for QVC Group to have the financial structure it needs to accelerate our return into growth," end quote.
Music legend Bob Dylan is set to return to the Berg this summer as part of his ongoing Rough and Rowdy Ways tour. The 83-year-old rock and roll Hall of Famer, known for classics like a Rolling Stone and Tangled Up in the Blue, will be joined by special guest Jimmy Vaughn and the Tilt-A-Whirl Band along with Brittany Spencer. He's set to perform at the Stage AE in July.
The old landside terminal at Pittsburgh International Airport could soon be transformed into a movie studio. The 440,000 square foot space is being pitched as a potential production hub that officials say could attract film and TV projects as well as new economic activity to the region. Officials say the proposal is still in the early stages and would require further planning and approval before moving forward.
That's all we have time for today. Make sure to tune in next week for more coverage.
Thank you for watching RMU Live.